SkyALERT Weather with Chief Meteorologist Gary Frank.
To begin our day, we were actually a little bit above average as well. 44 El Centro, 42, and our average in Imperial Valley at least is in the low 40s. 45 Mexicali. Flip those numbers around in Yuma. It was actually a little bit balmier to begin the day. It was a little bit harder to believe that we were seeing that warm. Didn't have to worry about seeing my breath or even really needing a jacket early on as it warmed up in a hurry. In fact, we reached 80 in more places today. 80s in Yuma and Blythe, 82 in Imperial and El Centro. Still shy of a record, but flirting with it as we've been mentioning all week long. Not seeing any records exceeded, but we're close to them. Even in Mexicali, 79 degrees. Record high temperature was 83 in Imperial Valley, and that was in 1974. 55 Imperial, 53 El Centro. We're in the 60s among the Colorado River as well as Mexicali, and we're seeing a pretty nice steady 5 to 10 mile an hour breeze continuing throughout the area. They'll see that continue throughout the rest of the overnight and evening hours. 24-hour temperature change, not a whole lot different, but dry air. We're even at the single digits in Blythe. That's what allowed us to get up to 80 today as opposed to the last several days where it's been just a little milder. 12% humidity, 20% in Imperial, and 13 in Yuma. We'll see that dry air continue with us tomorrow. 76, 10 to 15, but you'll notice really don't expect any gusts, and if they are, they're going to be very isolated. 80 for a high temperature again tomorrow with a north breeze of 5 to 10. We'll start out sunny with a 5 mile an hour breeze and 43, and we'll finish at, yes, you guessed it, 82. Not much change. Here's the reason for it. We're seeing high pressure really dominate the region, which means we're not even seeing anything in our skies at all except this big bright moon. In fact, we got it for you right now just outside our studio. It is fantastic, and you see it right there. Very nice. And we're going to continue to see this moon bright in our sky. There's going to be nothing to obscure it whatsoever, as we've got no clouds in our skies whatsoever as well. Water vapor imagery showing. Here is that low pressure center that's driving another bit of snow into the northeast areas, but for us, it's almost like it just has to avoid us. Everything is avoiding the western region. This is the driest of dry air, and it is going to stay here. It's not going to budge. This pattern is still here, where we see low pressure on this side, high pressure on the west side, with the jet stream perched in this angle. And as it continues to do so, even through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're not going to change that. That means our conditions are not going to change, and we're going to stick right at about 80, which means we're not going to see a drop of rain this month, and it's going to tie for the driest. But for the next 7 days, our weather, well, we're going to be around 80 degrees with a few clouds. We'll even see them enter in a more thick fashion for Tuesday and Wednesday, but it is still going to be warm and above average as we see our average high temperature of 71 degrees. That is just about right for this time of the year, and we're about 10 degrees above it on Sunday at 81 and partly cloudy. But Manila, it's going to be a very nice next several days regardless. I didn't hear one person complain out at the Yuma Palms where we were at the Jazz Series. I mean, it was just an excellent evening. They didn't have to put their jackets on. Nobody had a blanket on tonight. They're just out there having a great time.